Hello, ladies. Welcome. I'm excited to chat with you today. We're going to talk about a topic that is something that you may have struggled with in the past or you may currently be struggling with. And then after we talk about this topic, after I share about this, then I'll be answering any of your questions that you want to be answered. So stick around for the live Q&A at the end. So, what I'd like to chat about is this topic of why you may be dating a man who lies and cheats and you continue to date him. So, this is something common that I see in my work, which is you may be dating someone who, maybe sometimes things are really great and then sometimes they lie and cheat and it's hard for you to leave. And I want to talk about why is it so hard to leave when you know on a conscious level that this person has lied and cheated. And so therefore you know that this person is not trustworthy, and you know on a conscious, cognitive, intellectual level that, trust is the basis of all relationships, and yet you still stay with him. So I want to talk about the multiple reasons why, because there are multiple reasons, right? And so I just want to say, first of all, there is no shame in this. I have total compassion for you, total understanding. And it's something that I specialize in helping women get out of, is these dysfunctional, toxic relationships with men that are not treating you well, that are not serving you your highest good, that are not helping you feel calm and relaxed and peaceful and happy and loved. So one of the biggest reasons is that when we get into a relationship, we get attached, right? We get attached on a physical level, right? So attachment is this wiring. So our attachment system gets wired to be attached to this person when we're in a romantic relationship. Just like when you're born, you're wired to be dependent on your parent for love, for comfort, for safety, for security. Similarly, we get wired in romantic relationship to have this interdependence with our partner. And so that's one of the reasons it's so hard to get out of these toxic relationships. And that's one of the reasons why when a relationship ends, our whole nervous system and wiring kind of gets really out of whack, and we feel, alone and loss, deep sense of loss and grief. And our whole nervous system is just kind of, whoa, like what's going on, right? So just to give you compassion and love and understanding, which is, it makes sense that it's so hard to leave someone even when they're treating you badly. Okay, and that's because of the attachment wiring, because we get wired to be interdependent with this person. Our whole nervous system is kind of co-regulating with this human when we're in a romantic relationship. Co-regulation means, this person, we kind of rely on this person for connection. And ideally, when you're in a healthy relationship, co-regulation means you rely on the person to help you feel better. So it helps your nervous system calm down. This person helps your nervous system feel safe and secure, etc. But when you're in a toxic relationship, what can happen is this person actually increases your anxiety, increases your your nervous system dysregulation, increases your stress levels. And so everyone around you might be seeing this and saying, why are you with this person? Why can't you leave? Why can't you let this person go? And I just want to let you know, I get it. I get how hard it is to leave. And that's why it's so, so important to get support with this, because your whole wiring is, firing in a way that is keeping you connected and attached. And so that's why it takes a strong level of support to leave someone, even if they're lying and cheating on you. The other reason, number two reason why it's so hard for you to leave this man, even when he's lying and cheating on you, is because you may have a lack of self-worth. And that could be from childhood wounding, from your relationship with your parents growing up, your relationship with your father growing up. It also could be from our entire culture, right? In my opinion, our entire culture teaches women that we're not as worthy as men, that we're the second sex in a way, which of course we've had so many gains since the 60s and 70s in terms of women's rights and equality, but I think there's still this kind of intergenerational um, oppression that has happened that has kept women feeling like we are not as worthy, and that we need a man in order to feel worthy. And so therefore we might hold on to a man that is not right for us, that doesn't treat us well, thinking that if we lose him, then we won't find another one, right? So there's lots of things around that. So if you're in this situation where you're still holding on to a guy who lies and cheats, take a moment and think about, like, what is my level of self-worth? 10 being the highest level, 0 being the least. What level am I at in terms of my own self-worth? And just take a moment and think about that. And also, please write in the chat box right now if there's any question that you have around anything that I'm talking about, because I know this is, such an important subject. And I know that if you're struggling with this, it's so, so challenging to leave this person. And so what are the tools around this, right? Number one is get support, get a very strong level of support, because this is similar to an addiction, right? Similar to an alcohol addiction or a drug addiction. When you go to this substance or this person, it actually causes feelings of feeling worse instead of better, right? And so when you have this kind of repeated pattern over and over again of being with someone who lies and cheats on you, or being with someone who is causing your nervous system to feel more anxious and causing you to feel less calm and causing you to feel more stress in your life, then you need support in letting this person go. So welcome Mimi, welcome Laura, welcome Rosie. Laura's been on for a while, but I wanted to say welcome to you. So great to see all of you. And so please write in the chat box any questions you have around anything regarding dating and relationships, because I would love to help you out today. And what we're focusing on right now is we're talking about the pattern of hanging on to someone who is not treating you well, for example, lying and cheating on you. So you might have done this currently, or you might have done this in the past. The other piece, the third reason, so far I've shared 2 reasons why you might hang on to someone. One is the wiring, you're attached to this person, so it's hard to let them go on a physiological, chemical basis. Number 2 is that your self-worth might be such that maybe it's low, and so therefore you don't believe that you deserve someone who really treats you well, right? And then number 3 is that, and that could be, your self-worth might be low because of childhood, because of the way your parents treated you, because of the way the culture has treated you as a woman, et cetera, et cetera. And then the third reason why it might be hard to let this person go is, you don't believe that there is a man who can meet you on every level, who you can trust, who you're attracted to, who loves you, who wants to be there for you, right? And so if you believe that this person doesn't exist, then it's going to be much harder to leave this guy who's not treating you well, right? And just so you all know, right, I had the pattern of attracting unavailable men who didn't choose me, who had, weren't able to be available for me for 10 years. And so I know from experience that there is a better guy out there for you. There is a guy who can meet you. And I'm so happy to say I'm now in a loving, healthy relationship with an amazing man who does meet me on every level. And it's vastly different from the men in the past, where it was a more toxic relationship, where they weren't really emotionally available or mentally healthy enough to fully meet me. So I know that you can have this. I know that you're worthy of this. And sometimes it's hard for us to believe that we are capable of finding this person in our lives. So, does anyone have any questions for me? If so, please write them in the chat box. Would love to hear. I'm going to be coming on weekly, and I love sharing this information with you, and I love connecting with you. Also, if you don't have a question, if you can answer me this question and put it in the chat box, which is, first of all, number one question is, are you currently dating someone or in a relationship with someone who has lied and cheated on you? And please, if you're watching the replay, please respond as well. And then number two, have you ever been in a relationship in the past where someone's lied and cheated and you stayed, and what happened? And then would love to hear the answers to that question. And then another question is, are you currently dating right now? And if so, how is it going? So would love to hear any of your answers regarding those questions. And yeah, and yeah, would love to hear any answers. And if, as I'm waiting for those, I'll keep talking about the subject. So, so in terms of staying, right? I would, if you're listening and you are in that situation, I have a feeling that your friends and your family do not approve of this situation. So not only is this negatively affecting your life, but I believe that this is also negatively affecting your community's lives. Because what I've seen is when you're in a toxic relationship, it doesn't only affect you, it affects your children, it affects your friends, it affects your family, because they have to watch you being treated in this way that isn't actually what you deserve. And so it's actually painful for not only you, but also your community. So, yeah, this is something that is really important to get help with. So if you're interested in getting help, I'm going to put in the chat box a link so you can sign up for a free love breakthrough session with either me or a member of my team, and we would love to help you get the support that you need around this. So I want to see what Laura wrote. Laura said, I have someone in my life who treats me amazing, like you're talking about. How do you spur going from a friendship to something more, with it being his idea? So it sounds like you mean without being his idea or with it? So Laura, can you tell me, is he interested in something more, or you're unsure if he's interested in something more? If you can answer me that, I would really appreciate it. That would help me a lot. So I want to know, has he already brought this up, or is it still kind of the elephant in the room and you guys are just friends and you're wanting to move it to something more? So please let me know. And I'm going to just write in the chat box now for anyone who is listening or watching the replay, if you're interested in booking a call with us, if you're needing support around letting go of this toxic man in your life, or letting go of this man who's been lying and cheating, and you know that you're worthy of something more, but you're having a hard time really letting it go, we would love to help you with this. So I'm just going to put that in the chat box. And then, we're friends, unsure, and I'd like to be something more. Okay, so Laura, yeah, elephant in the room. Okay, got it. Okay, so, because it's the elephant in the room, and how long have you been friends? How long have you been friends, Laura? I would love to know. What I would say, and yeah, do you feel chemistry? Do you feel like he's attracted to you? Would love to know all of that before I answer. Do you know if he is attracted to you, and do you know if he feels chemistry as well, or you're unsure? would love to hear that before I answer. See what you have to say about that. I'm not seeing an answer. So I'll just go with what I have, which is what I would say is if you can, I think you could either do it in a subtle way, like subtle flirt, like increasing the flirtation, amping it up a bit, like maybe light touches on his hand or his arm, which is a nice way to increase the chemistry and the attraction and show him that you're interested in something more. Or, you know, yeah, I think there's multiple ways. That could be one way, or another way could be actually having a conversation, because and just opening it up and saying, like, I love our friendship so much, I think you're amazing, and like, I'm single right now, and I thought, and I'm noticing, like, I think it would be really interesting and fun to date you, and I'm wondering what you think about it. So just sharing your heart can totally work as well. And then another option would be, yeah, to kind of like, again, like kind of amp up the attraction chemistry needle by asking him to do something that's more date like, maybe like an evening date, or going to his house and or your house and watching a movie on the couch together, and just like something that could create a little bit more chemistry. Lots of chemistry, yes. Attraction appears to, you guys have only been friends for a month. I'm sure he's had his dating game with other gals. So yeah, you might want to ask him. I would definitely ask him, like, that's another great way, like, how's the dating going? You know, and get a sense of where he's at with that. And then, you know, again, you could, yeah, do the taps while you're talking to kind of amp up the chemistry, or tell him, or invite him out to, you know, dinner or something, you know, basically, yeah, inviting him to do something with you that maybe puts more of an atmosphere of a date. I think those could all be good next steps for you. So very, very interesting. And yeah, I would definitely, before you do those things, I would ask him how it's going with dating and see where he's at. And that can help you understand. So wonderful to chat with you all today. I'll be back next week, and I so appreciate having you all on the call, and everyone who's listening to the recording. If you're listening to the recording, please put a heart or a star so I know that you've listened. And so wonderful to have you in this group, and I look forward to speaking with all of you soon. And Laura, let me know how it goes. Okay, big hugs, lots of love. Bye.